In our second lesson, we are actually going to be creating very simple web pages and transferring them to your accounts on the web. And the pages are not going to look real pretty yet because we haven't covered CSS. So we're basically dealing with structural pages so you guys can learn HTML. And you're going to start with the web-based readings. And so this looks like a ton of reading, but these readings are super, super short. So if you click on it, you'll notice that most of them are not even a page. So you're going to want to read through all of the links that I've selected for you guys. And you can kind of see I've got them broken down into categories. So we've got basic HTML, we've got structural tags, semantic tags, text formatting. So you are going to want to select all these different links and read through them. But as I said, the pages are really short. They are kind of nice because some of them have interactive exercises that let you go and practice. So I do think you guys are going to enjoy it. So here's headings. You can try it yourself. And so you can make changes here. So, if you want to see, instead of heading 1, what does this look like if it's just a paragraph? Okay, so you can kind of see how that compares. And, if you click run and it doesn't do anything, just refresh the page and it goes back to what it had before. Okay, so it's not like you're going to hurt anything. So you're going to start with these readings, okay, and then you're going to get into the lecture demo. So the lecture demo kind of expands on those readings, gives you a lot more information, and also some interactive little examples. So we've got all of the tags listed that you are going to learn about. And then as you go through, it talks about these different tags. And as I said, it is an interactive, most of these pages are interactive examples. So, you'll be able to click on things and kind of see how it works. You'll see the code that was used to create it. Okay, and you can see the different headings. So hopefully you guys will find this really useful. After you get through with the lecture demo, then you're going to move on to the assignment. Typically, we have 2 assignments in this class. We have what I call a textbook assignment. This assignment is more directive. You have very specific tasks that you need to complete that are designed to teach you how to do things, and there are videos that go with them. So the videos kind of walk you through how to complete the task correctly. Okay, so for this first one, there are quite a few web pages that you are going to be either downloading and completing or creating from scratch. And then when you're done, you are going to transfer those pages to the internet. And so at the bottom, it does describe how to do that. Okay, and it refers to your FTP information that I will have emailed to you by this time. And usually the problem that people have with this assignment is not doing the pages. It is actually doing the FTP portion. So if you do run into any issues at all, please let me know because I am here to help you. After you finish with the textbook assignment, after you get everything FTP'd, and you go out to the web and make sure that it's there. Okay, just FTPing it, sometimes it does not work. So you actually need to key in the web address and go to the site. And so the address is going to be lisaballbeck.com/ and then whatever your NMC username is. Okay, so and then you should have a CIT180 folder. Inside that, you are going to have a Lesson2 folder. And inside that, you're going to have your pages. And that's what you need to double check. Now, once that looks good, you're going to come into the Dropbox. And you're going to add a submission. And you're just going to key in the word done. And you're going to save that. And that is how you're going to submit the assignment. Because I will get a notification that you completed the exercise this way. So that is the textbook assignment. After you complete that, you are going to work on the lab assignment. Now, the lab assignment is a little more free format normally. So normally a lab assignment will have minimal requirements, but you typically get to pick your content. For the first week, what you're going to be creating is what I call an assignment page. And so the idea behind that is that it's going to look something like this. And eventually, once we learn CSS, and I will be using it to access your pages. Okay, so you are going to be creating kind of the shell for this page. It's not going to look that pretty yet because we haven't learned CSS. And CSS is where, you add the graphics and the colors and all the fancy stuff. So to start with, it's just going to look kind of plain. And then we are going to make it look better once we cover CSS. So when you go into the assignment instructions, okay, there is a link for a video that kind of explains everything to you, but this is basically the outline of the page that you are going to be creating. Okay, so this is how it's going to look in VS Code. It's not going to look fancy, but you will be transferring that to the web. And it's really, really important that it not be in the Lesson2 folder. This should be outside of your folders. So if you look, eventually you're going to have lots of lesson folders, and your assignment page should not be inside any of them. And the reason is because we're going to be adding links to the different exercises. You don't want it inside any of these. Once you are done with that assignment page, then you're going to transfer it. And again, there is information on how to transfer it up there. I am going to have you guys use the validator, but the validator, you kind of have to use with a grain of salt. I'm having you guys use it just to check for typos. And the way you do it is you pull up the page that you want to check. Okay, so here's another example. And then you click in the address and press Control and C to copy. Then you can come over here and press Control and V to paste and hit check. Now, a lot of times it is going to flag things as errors that aren't errors. So here it has a warning. We can pretty much ignore that. Here it says that H2 cannot be a child of UL, but it can. Okay, so we can ignore that. So sometimes it's going to give you errors that aren't really errors. So it's using some strict rules that don't really matter. So you can have an H2 and a UL. So that's why I said you kind of have to take it as a grain of salt. But what I want you to look for is any kind of typos. If it doesn't recognize a tag, that indicates there's a typo. Let's see. So once you get done with that, you're going to come into the Dropbox. And again, you're going to submit done. So you come down in here, type in done, save your changes. And that way I know that you completed the exercise and it's ready for grading. So we've got the textbook assignment this week. We have the lab assignment. And then we have one more graded activity, and that is the discussion. And it is useful and helpful if you are creating web pages to take a look at really well-designed pages, because it kind of gives you something to aspire to. So in this discussion forum, what I want you to do is look for award-winning HTML5 sites. You can actually copy this. So highlight it and Control-C. And then paste it right up into the address bar with Control-V. Press Enter. And then you get links to these award-winning sites. And so what I want you to do is find one that you really, really like. Okay, so we have lots of sites here. I might go for this one up here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Interesting. All right, so you need to find a site that you like. And copy and paste the address into a new discussion topic. Then explain what you like about the site, point out anything you don't like. And then I want you to take a look at what your classmates posted and reply to 2 of them. Okay, so looking up award-winning sites, drag to explore. Huh. Okay, I would have to actually take a look at this in more detail to see what I like and don't like, but I want you guys to take some time, figure out what it is that you like, basically list the pros and the cons, and then submit it. If you guys do have any questions, about the assignments for this week or what you need to turn in, please ask. If you run into any problems, please let me know. If it's a problem with one of the pages, make sure you get your pages transferred to the web and then email me. And if the problem is FTPing, then it's helpful if you meet me in live stream. Otherwise, if you can't figure out how to FTP or you're getting an error, I certainly can do a video and send it to you. Okay. But probably the fastest way to resolve any problem is for you guys to pop into the live stream office hours. So hopefully you guys will have fun with your first week of web pages, and let me know if you run into any issues.